Holy Cross and Lehigh University, two wonderful Patriot League schools. Now, farms, microgreens delivered to your home. Now, we change the direction we're going and start talking about not food insecurities, but potentially financial insecurities. Financial literacy is a big, big issue right now in our society, and right now we're about to meet an entrepreneur that has a one-stop shop for high schoolers who are looking to judge the cost benefits of college. It is a platform to help guide high schoolers in a cost-benefit analysis of their college decisions that will simplify their student loan journey. Please welcome from WPI, the founder of Croi, C-R-O-I, Nick Gronda.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Sharks. So my company, Croi, is a platform that helps high schoolers with the financial aspects of the college process. So 4 years ago, when I was making my own college decision, I was deciding at the time between Bucknell, WPI, and Fairfield. And after reviewing the financial awards with my parents, we decided that if I went to Bucknell, I'd have to take out $40,000 a year in loans. If I went to WPI, I would have to take out $15,000 a year. And if I went to Fairfield, it would be $5,000 a year. So in order to make this tough decision, I decided to lean on database decision making, and I created an algorithm that's originally in an Excel file that balanced and weighted all the factors that are most important to me in my college decision. And ultimately, this showed me that it'd be way more advantageous to go to WPI than to go to Bucknell, and which I'm sure there's some fans for there. And that may seem obvious looking back on it, but for a 17-year-old kid focused on the name recognition of a school, it absolutely is not. So 2 years ago, myself and another student started building out a web-based version of this algorithm called the College Decision Tool. And after meeting with, I'd say, easily over 100 college counseling departments from all over the country, we started expanding the functionality of the site to include everything regarding the financial aspects of the college process. So the problem that the Croi platform is solving is that college is getting insanely expensive, student loan debt is accelerating, and most students lack the basic financial literacy skills to address these problems. So what our solution is to teach students how to make informed decisions about money in college, and then provide them with the tools, data, and resources to do so. So the first version of our product, which was done in December of last year, includes a suite of 3 tools: Croi Learn, the College Decision Tool, and the Student Loan Tool. First, we have Croi Learn, which is our self-guided financial literacy education platform, which teaches students about all aspects of personal finance and money, starting with basic topics like budgeting and understanding your paycheck, then moving into more complicated topics like different investment vehicles and different types of insurance and other topics like that. So then we have the College Decision Tool, which performs a cost-benefit analysis of the student's college decision based on their own personal situation. So this is based on the cost of the school, from their financial awards, the salary based on what they want to study, and any other preferences that are important to them. And it will score their schools based on return on investment for their own criteria. Then lastly, we have the Student Loan Tool, which provides calculators and visuals to help guide the students through the complicated loan process, and also connect students with the most favorable lenders based on their financial situation. So we finished the product in December, started selling in January, and we sold to 4 schools at a price per student, and been hounding for feedback, focus group surveys, student interviews, counselor interviews, and ultimately we decided on this product for next year, which follows this sequential logic, which hits every aspect of those financial parts. It starts with learning, so learning about financial literacy, learning about money, step-by-step on how to complete the FAFSA forms, which is notoriously complicated, and learn about financial aid. Then move into your decision piece. You could search schools based on the amount of financial aid they are likely to give you, and how much financial aid they're likely to give you based on your own circumstances. You can navigate the cost of all 4 years based on if you're living on campus, off campus, housing, working with the meal plan or buying groceries, buying textbooks, the cost of living in the area. It includes everything, gives you a holistic view of what those 4 years are going to cost you. And then we have some salary insights, which compare different major options, and ultimately the cost-benefit analysis, which brings everything together and scores the schools. And then the financial portion, we have calculators, student loan tools, and also a scholarship database, which will be done by the end of this summer. So we originally followed the B2B business model by contracting our early schools at a price per student, but based on our early rounds of feedback, it seems that individuals will be extremely interested in this, especially parents. So we offer, starting at the end of the summer, in the beginning of the school year, we'll be offering a B2C model for $120 a year or $30 a month, and this is going to be discounted to nonprofits, school districts, private schools at $25 per student per year. So with 13 million students and 13 to 26 million parents and guardians, this puts our total attainable market size at $3.5 billion. So there's a huge opportunity here. A big competitor of ours is College Aid Pro, or will be. They have similar tools on their website, but their main focus is segueing the students from their tools into their private counselor sessions. So we're going to have a larger focus on data analytics. We're going to include cost-benefit analysis calculations, which is not included in the College Aid Pro platform. We're pairing financial literacy and the data tools so students know why they're making informed decisions in this way. It's more affordable, which also means higher access for lower income communities who may not be able to afford that private counselor in the evening. As for the competitive landscape of products within schools, I'm sure you guys have heard of tools like Naviance or Score. They really focus on the list building and selection portion, whereas we're really hammering home on those financial aspects of the college process. And I think that they're not really more so competitors, and there's a ton of room for collaboration here. This is our team. It started with just myself and that handsome fellow in the middle, Caden. And then we have Yama Habibzai, who came on as our advisor about a month ago. Our two developers in the bottom left, Evan, who's our marketing guy, and Anthony Lopez, who did all of our user interface designs. Now, as for funding, we're looking for anywhere in between $5,000 and $15,000 to help us with the following things. With $5,000, the first thing we do is get more robust college data sets. So this is just going to strengthen and deepen the analytics that we're offering students, improving the value of our product, and also compensating the developer team who has been working tirelessly for almost 2 years now. And we pay them weekly, but it'd be nice to have a little more runtime there as well. We'd also like to play around with online marketing campaigns once the product is fully up and running, and test, $100 here, $200 here, see what the response rates and the retention rates and how many people we can get to navigate to the site and how many we can turn into sales. And then with $15,000, if we had that extra amount of money, we would go to counselor conventions and host tables and present to the counselors there and try to spread the word about Croi. Thank you.
Nick Gronda, thank you so much. Nick Gronda from WPI, founder of Croi. Sharks, what do you have to say?
You said you had a couple of schools signed up. What was the rate that you sold at them? What's your revenue from that so far?
So we only sold it at $10 a student, and we kind of approached it as an opportunity for the counselors to sort of have these WPI kids custom tailor these sort of tools for them based on their own wants and needs. So we offered it at a low price just to keep the website up and running to prove product market fit, and we were able to get 4 schools signed on. I spent about 2 months of every day meeting with counselors and selling, and we were able to grind those out, and then we stopped selling to start focusing on building the second version of our product, which I think is just going to be way more valuable.
And how many total students from those schools used it, or it's $10 per student that they have? Or?
We did per senior student in their grade. So we worked directly with their college counseling department to integrate our platform into their college process. So students, while they're in conversation with counselors and they're taking these classes, they're also completing the data for the data personalization tools and understanding how that kind of fits into their process.
And what did you get back for feedback?
Well, we got a bunch of new tool ideas. We needed more robust data within the college decision tool to include room and board and the net cost of the school, to include more metrics like job retention and the amount of financial aid that you're looking to see. Really just the areas that we're missing in regards to the financial aspects. And that's why we kind of arrived at that being the final version of our platform, Because when everyone was giving us advice and talking to us about it, I mean, that was just kind of what it was pointing to. That was the writing on the wall. So that's the main feedback, and that was kind of the second direction that we're going with our product.
And how about the students that used it, their parents, the guidance counselors themselves, the school itself for offering the tool, or
Yeah,
anyone from the financial industry? I'm just curious who's provided feedback for it.
So the students themselves through surveys and focus groups, the counselors themselves through just feedback directly from them, and we have seen that every single student that is contracted within an institution uses the product because they're using it with their college counselors.
Okay.
By embedding into their college process, we can increase retention.
So maybe we could go back to the slide on the monthly cost.
Yep.
So the B2C, so $30 a month to parents and students. So first of all, I saw the timeline in the later slide, but when do you realistically think that a student and or parent is going to start really thinking about college? I just have a daughter that just started at UNH, and I can tell you it was much later in the process and probably should have been. So that'll be my first question.
So I'd advise, I mean, by talking to counselors, we kind of realized that students really start focusing on this around sophomore year, especially the summer after sophomore year. So it's the sophomore to senior year range we're looking for. And my sister also plays lacrosse at UNH too, so I'm up there pretty often.
So great. So tell me, how many students, customers, either the parents, students, school districts, nonprofits, IECs, would you roughly need a year to keep your database current? Because I can imagine, I mean, just saw a $5,000 price tag for some of the additional databases and things like that, and I can only see that, you know, the more sophisticated it is, it costs money for the validation. So what are you looking at in terms of being profitable?
Yes, so it's actually a flat cost. So the cost of the data doesn't rise with the cost with our customer base. So it's really around a flat rate of around $5,000 to $10,000 per year to keep the data up and running, which is only about, with this business model, only about 5 or 6 schools to break even on that.
Yeah, no, and I knew it wouldn't be commensurate with the number of users. I was just wondering how much it was to get that data dump every year.
Yeah, we negotiated startup pricing, so we got a little bit of a discount, but yeah, it really wouldn't be that many schools in order to break even on the data.
So how then do counselors do this today? I know you said about Naviance and some of the other tools. How do they do this today?
They pile together spreadsheets just like I did. So I mean, students, parents, I mean, people are definitely familiar with the Excel files. What they tell me is that normally they have to, you know, go out and seek out all this information, gather it for the student, then have a one-on-one conversation with them and pour through every single aspect of it. Because most students really aren't, I guess, ambitious enough to gather this data on their own. So it's really just piling data up.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't care about the finances.
Yeah, or that too. Yeah.
That's useful. Thank you.
Have you tested the price point with consumers yet? Do you have any sense of, my concern is that students don't care enough about the problem to pay for it. So do you have any data on that?
So with the B2C model, we're targeting parents. So students are going to be the users. That's why I threw them under the parents as a customer, because they're going to be using it with their students. But we're in no way trying to get a student to pay $120 a year or $30 a month to use our product. Like, we're not delusional. So we're really going to be targeting the parents in order to pay for their child.
Can they actually get just a single month subscription? I was just, when you put it up there as $30 a month, I didn't know whether you were just like 1 month, because they could collect all their data, make all their decisions in 1 month.
Yeah, so the way we see it, so here, I'll bring it back.
I was just curious about that, because do you really want to sell that? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, well, we want to start them. We want to grab them when they're sophomores and really bring them through the entire process. So, I mean, you get more information. You get your offers, your scholarship awards, your financial aid information as you move along. So that data is always changing.
But theoretically, and I'm not trying to gotcha, theoretically, somebody could come in and come out once in their sophomore year, once in their junior year, once in their senior year, and be in for it for $90.
Yes.
Okay.
Hypothetically. So that's something we should workshop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and have you thought about other sources of revenue? For example, if you can do a kickback from, say, banks, if you send them to the bank for the student loan, those kinds of things.
Yeah, so actually we have a bunch of different ideas there. So the student loan, we have a lender match, so we want to have sponsored lenders at the top who provide more favorable rates and also pay us to get that access to that. We want to collect and analyze the student data and how they interact with colleges, and also sell that information to colleges in order to make their institution more attractive as both marketing materials and research material. And we also, in terms of the bank, we sold one to an individual school, and we got Cornerstone Bank to sponsor 3 schools. So we actually got a community bank to sponsor 3 schools, and we just put their branding and links to their scholarship, links to their student accounts, and everything on our website for those specific students, and that's how we got those sales originally. So definitely more room for partnership there.
Okay. Exceptional. The Sharks will discuss, unless we already have decisions over here. Are you ready? You want to discuss for a little bit?
Don't rush us.
All right, we're not going to, all right. No, yeah.
Discuss a little.
Go ahead.
Rush yourselves.
Yes, exactly. Nick, where are you from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Wonderful. You have a B2B and a B2C model here. Where is the majority of all the exciting feedback coming from, and where do you expect that to grow? On which side?
B2B, in terms of feedback, definitely B2B, because we're working with those college counselors all the time. So they're giving us that it's just a constant feedback loop. Whereas B2C, you'd have to individually reach out to those people or start an email surveys or, kind of pry them for more information and more feedback. But we have just that direct source of feedback right from the counselors.
And have you always been interested in math? Was that always your subject in high school?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think once I started getting more into the calculuses at WPI, I started to
Yeah,
hate math.
exactly.
but I definitely liked numbers, finances, money, all of those kind of things. I was good with just numbers in general, maybe not
Exceptional.
theoretical math.
Can you create a platform like this when I'm trying to figure out what credit card to use after they send me the mailings and they sit on my dining room table for a month?
We can certainly include that in our financial literacy.
Because
education
there's
platform.
a 0% APR for 12 months, there's 0% for 6 months, and then there's you get $200 free cash. If you could take this and make it for credit cards, I'm in, because I got a stack of them sitting on my dining room table right now. But
Well, hopefully at that point, students will have checked out the credit card section of our financial literacy platform, and they'll be able to make that decision.
so here's
on
a
their own.
good question: Do you currently have a credit card?
I do.
You do.
Yes.
And maybe this is a personal question: Do you carry a balance? Do you pay that off?
Yes, I carry a balance and pay it off immediately.
Oh, there you go. Well, all right. Financial literacy right here. Sharks, what do you have to say?
All right. Well, I'm the last one left standing on this, so it will be a solo offer here, but I'm going to offer 1,500 support because I think it's a great idea. I think it's very much needed. I think there's a little more research on the cost analysis. Take a look at it. We've got to get out to more schools and really see how many students use it and whatever. But I think in the end, the content, the way you do it, it's very approachable, it's very available. And I hadn't even thought of getting some of the banks or other parts of the community to support and help underwrite it. So I think it deserves to at least be launched.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
Margaret, $1,500. Wonderful.
And now I am the sole one going in on this one.
And so, yes, so she is a sole investor, $1,500. Congratulations to Nick Gronda from WPI, the founder of Croi. We have one more presentation for you.